Hey everyone, welcome to another amazing, exciting episode of Crash Course Podcast. That's right, the transition over from the old radio show, Crash Course Radio. All right, so welcome everybody. This is exciting for me. I've been waiting for this for quite a while, and we're finally here. So I don't know what episode this is. What is it? 43. My engineer, my technician, my social media guy, he's everything. It's Anthony. He's been with me for over a year now. We hooked up at the radio station. Great guy, great friend, great business guy. I couldn't do this without him. Thank you very much, Anthony. He's always in the background, kind of, I guess, keeping me true to form here, or if I get stumped. Hey, folks. Anyway, you can check us out on YouTube. All right, we are on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube. Please go to YouTube, subscribe, become a member. All right, we're growing that pretty quick now. We're excited. We're starting to see people, clamor on. That's great. Anchor and Spotify, of course, is your podcast domain there. And, of course, Facebook, Instagram. All right, you can find a lot going on there. Instagram's pretty cool. I like Instagram. We do a lot of cool videos. We haven't shot any shop videos lately. We're going to get back to that, though. I promise. We'll do some evolution videos again. I know we got a lot of good response from that. All right, like taking a car apart and showing you the damages. It looks minor, and then you take a bumper off, and you're like, what the hell? All the damage that's there. So we're going to be doing stuff like that, and maybe some other evolution videos. Going to a production on the production end of things, and showing real time body repairs or painting and stuff like that. All right, so sit tight on that, but please go to YouTube, subscribe, become a member. Become a member. Jesus, it's like I'm selling stuff here, memberships. But just become a subscriber. Please get on board at Spotify and Anchor. All right, and check us out there. And you can also find the old radio shows. All right, so please peruse all that and check us out over there. And of course, Facebook. We run a lot of this stuff on Facebook, and you will see things on Instagram. Some of the podcasting is on Instagram. We do boost it over there as well. All right, so please check us out there. Hey, today I want to talk to the folks. All right, I want to talk to the consumers, you and me, all of us. All right, because we're all consumers. We're all part and parcel of the same thing, right? We buy things and stuff like that, or we need people to provide a service. So when it comes to insurance, guys, it's no different, right? And I really want to hit this home tonight, because like I said, I'm not a talking head. I'm not an academic guy. I'm not one of these guys sitting around chewing the fat of a cigar and throwing up hoity-toity ideas and everything. I live this every day. All right, I work for V&J. I'm a manager. I'm an estimator, a writer. I deal with the customers coming in. I deal with the insurance adjusters. So, folks, I am like the real deal. Okay, so when I talk about things, topics, or issues that are going on now, this is real time. These are things that I feel that you need to know about as a consumer, right? And I know some people are probably like scratching their head going, well, what do I get? Why should I give a damn about this? I give a shit. I pay for insurance, and if I get banged up, they said they're going to come out and give me a check. That's true. And you would think. But it doesn't work like that. All right? And we're going to segue right into what I want to get to coming off of that, which is insurance companies are always coming up with new ideas, all right? They look for, there's two things that the insurance companies do. Two things. It's not the peace sign. Two things that they do really effectively, all right? And that is they find ways to cut costs when, where, and often, all right? And that starts immediately, the minute you pick up the phone to file your claim. Trust me, folks, worked in that industry for over 25 years, many different capacities, and I can tell you, they're not looking out for you. They're looking out for them, right? In a business sense. I mean, they're not looking for ways to, hit you over the head or anything, but in a business sense, they're looking out for themselves. So the minute you file a claim, they start trying to find ways to cut costs. What do I mean by that? Think about it. I need a rental. You need a rental? Really? Okay. Well, you do have rental reimbursement on your policy. Great. Yeah. Only problem is they're now going to tell you if you really need the rental, right? Check it out. You've been on the phone 10 minutes filing your claim, and in 10 minutes, they're already telling you how you're going to rent that car and when. And what do I mean by that? First thing they're going to say to you is it drivable? And if you're in the wrong shop, if you're not in a collision services network shop, they're probably going to tell you, yeah, it's drivable, blah, blah, blah. Okay? And you're not going to get approved for the car. So guess what? Within 10 minutes, they already screwed you. You paid for the rental reimbursement every month. Like a good boy and girl, right? Pay my premium, this and that. Oh, I love the insurance company. It's so great. You got to file a claim. Bam. With the hammer. Within the first 10 minutes of being on the phone with them, they're trying to find ways to screw you. All right? I call it the rental problem. Why do I say the rental problem, the rental conundrum? Because that's what it is. They've identified that, guys, as a real easy, soft target. All right, insurance companies have identified that as a real way where they can save money, all right, chip away at cost. All right, and they're going to beat the crap out of you over that. Well, I don't feel safe. Well, why don't you feel safe? I don't feel good after the accident. That's not good enough. All right, is it missing a mirror? Is it missing a headlight? Do the signals don't work? Do the lights don't work? Do you have a problem with parts? Is there something hanging off the car? If you answer no to any of those, you're not getting a rental car. They don't give a shit. They're going to say, well, you don't need the car. You can rent the car when the car's actually got to go in for repair. Now, it's all bullshit. Okay, I'm just being honest here. All right, you get brutal honesty here at Crash Course. It's all a pack of lies. You think that your policy says they will provide for supplemental transportation. All right? Now, there's some subsections in there that identify when that comes into play, when your car is not available for regular, use, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And substitute vehicle is a rental vehicle. Substitute vehicle is a vehicle that takes the place of your car for ordinary use or business hours, personal use due to your car not being available for mechanical breakdown or collision, yada, yada. That's what it says, more or less. Nowhere does it say, we'll provide you with a rental, all right, at $30 or $40 or $50 a day, whatever it is that you felt you wanted to take out. There's different graduated amounts, right? Some companies pay $30 a day, some $40. State Farm pays $80, $20. Regardless, you paid for the reimbursement, and now you want to rent the car. And now they're going to tell you when and how long you can rent that car. They're going to tell you, folks. If you go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com, all right, and pick one of our amazing client auto body shops, I can assure you that's not going to happen. But if you end up somewhere else, or you end up at an insurance company shop, which is the worst decision you can make, all right, you're going to get screwed and you're going to get frustrated and things aren't going to work out for you. When it comes to rental cars, this is a hot topic, man. This is a soft target for them. This is where they love to really drill down and really nail things down for you and make it a real hassle for you. They've identified this as a quick area to mitigate their expense. All right, so they're going to determine for you whether or not your car is actually safe for you to drive. Right? And if you don't know better, you're going to go along with them. All right? So that's one of the things that's going on out there. Rental, big problem. Always has been. It's becoming worse. All right, they keep coming up with more shenanigans about why they don't want to put you in a rental, and why you don't need to be in a rental, and blah, 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 and yada, yada. It's all baloney. It's all a bunch of crap. It's just trying to cut costs at your expense, even though you paid your premium for years, and now you're asking them to fulfill the promise that they said that they made to you, that they said they would stand behind. And all of a sudden, they don't want to stand behind it. All right? Hey, the other thing I want to talk about, too, I said earlier in the program, I want to talk about what's going on, right? Because this is what I can do here on Crash Course. We can bring to you your attention things that you need to know about. Now, I know insurance is boring, it's dry, it's a non-issue, it's something we need, all right? And in most parts, it's legally required, right? We can't exist without it. We can't drive on the road without it. So for most of us, it's just a brainless thing. Got to write the check every month, pay your premium, or write out the premium every year, however you go about that, and you forget about it. All right, insurance, unfortunately, is an industry where you only realize what the hell you paid for at the point of need. That's it. Right? It's a point of need. It's a point of service business. You pay, but you never really get shit back. right? It's not like, oh, you're buying widgets or you're buying this or you're buying a car or you're taking out a loan for a home improvement. No, you're just paying, and you don't really know what the hell you're paying for until all of a sudden, oh, shit, now I got to call these guys. And now you find out what you paid for. And hopefully what you paid for is what you now need. But sadly, I see time and time again in my shop, that's not the case. People are terribly misinformed or not informed at all, or they're left to their own devices when they take out policies. It's all bad. They don't give a damn because they're saving money and they're leaving you exposed. And that's terrible. So go to collisionservicenetwork.com, educate yourself. All right. We have tremendous assets there for you to take advantage of at your leisure. All right. And of course, you can always call us, 631-452-2569. And myself or one of our professionals will be more than happy to help you, answer your questions, and, set aside your concerns. So I digress. Okay. Folks, what I mean by all this when I say it's a point of service, point of sight, you just pay, but you don't really know what you're going to get. Right? You pay your premium, you don't know what the hell you're going to get until you actually need it. And when you need it, that's when they decide that they're going to figure out exactly how much of what you need. All right? Let that set in. You paid all this money for years and now you need it. And they're still going to turn around and tell you, well, okay, Mr. Jones, you do have the coverage, but this is what we're going to actually pay for. This is what goes on, folks. And the insurance companies, like I said, they find ways to cut costs when, where, and often. And the other thing they do is they look for loopholes. And when they find loopholes, man, I tell you, do they take advantage of them. All right, some of the loopholes that are going on out there right now, and everybody needs to know about this. I know people that are listening. If you're just stopping by, or you're on Spotify or Anchor, and you're like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" Blah blah blah. Insurance. Who gives a shit? Listen up, folks. All right, just listen. We used to say on Crash Course, you stick around long enough, you're going to learn something, you're going to hear something, and you're going to be like, "Wow, I never thought about that, or I never knew that, or I never even actually considered that." Well, consider this: if you get in an accident, all right, or something happens to your car that's not an accident, act of God, weather event, whatever it is, damages your car, and now you need to get involved with the insurance company. Know this, all right? They like to create stuff out of thin air. And I mean this seriously. I mean, that's what's going on today, all right? Loopholes. And if they're not loopholes, they're loopholes they make up. All right? And a couple of things that are going on right now that you need to be aware of is total losses. With total losses, so if they decide your car's not repairable, they run an ACV. Depending on the company, it's either fair or fairly fair, or worse. All right. Now, if you find yourself in that kind of a situation, once again, CollisionServiceNetwork.com, we have the resources and the people that we can connect you with that are going to help you with that and make sure that you get the best possible outcome and you received a fair settlement. But I digress again. What they're doing is stuff like using salvage values. So if you have a car that's worth $30,000, shop turns around today, man, we can fix that car for $15,000. Insurance company says, not today, jackass, because I got a $20,000 salvage bid, which means the car's really only worth about, again, I'm terrible at math. So if we have a $30,000 car and they get a $15,000 bid, they're going to turn around and tell you we can only write up to $15,000. It's bullshit. I apologize for the explicatives, but I think it's the most effective way to get the point across. It's pure bullshit. It's not in Insurance Reg 64. It's not in New York State insurance law. It's unethical. They continue to press this. It's an unethical practice by the insurance companies. New York State in black and white says you reach 75% of the base value of the car. The insurance company needs to consider that car a total loss at that time. Needs to consider it. Doesn't mean it still has to, but in most cases, that's going to be declared a total. Nowhere does it say, oh, let's take the salvage off and then total the car. So if you have a loan, folks, check this out. If you have a loan and you're upside down in that loan and your insurance company comes in and they look at your car and your body shop says, I can fix that car for $15,000, your car's worth $35,000, and they get a salvage bid for $10,000 or $15,000, and they say, we can only write up to $12,000. You just got fucked. All right? And they get your car, and they auction it, it goes to a salvage yard. It doesn't go to a junkyard. It goes to a salvage yard. That salvage yard conducts bids through auctions, and they get money back. And guess what? They save money because you're not even in the rental. They're going to cut your rental off within 3 to 4 days. Cause a total. We're done. We're out. We're not settling with you on the repair. You got 3 more days in the rental, and you got to get out. We'll cut the rental off. We're not paying you. So they save on rental. They save on repair costs. They save on overhead. And they get money back. It's all unethical, folks. I started in this business back in '86. This never went on. Why does it go on now? Because they can. Thanks to our wonderful ex-governor, Cuomo, that bozo, that clown, that moron, right? He was, in bed with all the big insurance companies that was stuffing money in his corrupt pocket. The first thing he did within the first year is he dismantled the Department of Insurance. Doesn't exist anymore. And he rolled it right up in the Department of Financial Services that never had anything to do with insurance, right? And as a result, we have no insurance department. Insurance companies are running roughshod over all of us. Unethical practices, making up shit that don't even exist. And where do you turn? You could turn to DFS. You know what they tell you? Oh, we'll look into it. They don't have the staff. They don't have the expertise. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't have the budget, and they don't have the time. But guess what? Nobody gives a shit, so you're going to get screwed. Now, you can take them to court. And the insurance guys know that. And they know that when you take them to court, they're going to lose. But guess what? They ran the numbers because insurance companies, you know what else they're good at? Data. They love data. They get all kinds of numbers and statistics on everything and everybody, and they crunch all that shit together, and they're like, wow, if we have $10 million in losses next year and 0.002% of those assholes decide to actually sue us, who gives a shit? We'll pay them. Folks, I know some people are probably cracking up listening to me right now, but I speak the truth. I worked in that industry. This is what goes on. They run the data. They run numbers. They run statistics. That's all they are. Actuarials. What do you think they are? That's how they come up with all the rates. They give it over to underwriting and say, here you go. This jackass is worth this much in risk. Set his premium. Well, I shouldn't say it's jackass, but this scenario or this risk pool. That's what they do. So that's what they do with us. You could sue them. They know that. And they know they're going to lose. They don't care because most of us are not going to sue. Now, why is all this important? Why am I telling you this? Why am I telling you about the loopholes? Why am I telling you how they're using unethical practices to screw you, right, out of unfair settlements, or in a lot of cases, they're deeming your car a total when it's actually repairable, all right, through unscrupulous practices with, twisting and manipulating the salvage, the salvage application. Why am I telling you all this? Right? Because you might be throwing your hands in the air, and maybe some of you are laughing at me like, this guy's hysterical, but who gives a shit? Folks, the bottom line is it affects you. It doesn't affect the body shop. It's aggravating for me as the body shop. It's frustrating because I want to help my customer. I want to do the right thing. Right? But in the end, it's not really affecting me. Yeah, do I lose a job? Of course. I don't want to lose a job. No body shop wants to lose a job. Nobody wants to lose a job. You don't want that. I don't want that. All right? They want it, but I don't want it. You don't want it. But in the end, it's you, the customer, the insured, or the claimant. You could be a claimant, putting a claim in against another insurance company. It's you and me and everybody. It's all of us. If we find ourselves in this miserable mess. And that's why I'm telling everybody this, and that's why you need to be educated, you need to be concerned, because you need to know how to react to this. You need to know, what do we say at CollegiateServiceNetwork.com? You need to know your rights, expectations, and options. And most of us don't, because we don't give a shit, because we don't bother to read anything, listen to anything, or get involved when it comes to insurance. Right? Because it's a pay and forget. Pay and forget until all of a sudden, oh shit, I got to call my insurance company. What do we pay for again? Right? Half of us don't even know what our freaking deductibles are. But that's another episode. It's back to basics. We're going to hammer that in the future. But folks, seriously, all right? This is just some of the shit that's going on now. All right. And I love this podcast. I really do. I am so psyched about this because I get to deliver this with energy, with truth, all right, and with deliberance and explicatives, which I'm sorry, but well placed. I think they emphasize the point. So don't be offended. All right. We don't want to offend anybody here. Well, that's not true either. We may offend people here. We may offend the insurance guys. We don't give a shit. How's that? But all seriousness, no. Our mission at CollisionServiceNetwork.com, is to promote and support the auto body industry. But more importantly, it's about you. It's about the folks. It's about educating you guys, getting you guys involved. Hopefully, getting you guys to think about some shit that most of us aren't going to think about. I get it. All right. But if you find yourself in this situation, and a lot of people do all week long, I work in a shop. I see people come in. Oh my God. I got in an accident. I haven't had an accident in 10 years, 15 years. I never had an accident. Well, guess what? Now you're involved. All right. And as my wonderful tech engineer and social media guy, Anthony, could say, he's laughing behind the camera. He could tell you because he unfortunately got involved in an accident. Hadn't had an accident, a serious accident, thank God. But this one was because it involved other people. All right. And all of a sudden, bam. There he was, just minding his own business one night, and bam, thrown right into it. Right into the insurance world, the auto body world, and all the other bullshit that followed after that.
Fuck FedEx.
Yeah, fuck FedEx. Whoop. We can say that here at Crash Course because they're not a sponsor of ours. But seriously, folks, I tell you these things because the insurance company sure shit ain't going to tell you. All right, so you need to understand these things because you're paying, and we pay a lot of money. It's no different than anything else we pay for. All right, so you should be concerned, you should be involved, and you should give a damn that the insurance companies come with all these charades and all these shenanigans. Now, again, if you choose a collision shop off of CollisionServiceNetwork.com, all right, one of our amazing client businesses, all right, I can assure you that if this happens, you're going to have the most professional, most reliable, and sincere representation, all right? And these guys are going to step up. They're going to get in the trenches. They're going to fight the fight, represent your interests, and make sure that you get the best possible outcome, and even change things. Folks, at V&J, I personally have been successful in overturning total losses. What does that mean? I've had people so upset, so concerned that their car was being totaled when I knew I could fix it. We had the insurance companies come back and reverse total losses. Okay? That's right. Multiple times, many times. We've demanded that they come back. They come back. We force them to the table, renegotiate, prove to them that the car's a repair, and they settle the claim as a repair rather than a total. But that's what you get at a Collision Service Network shop. You ain't getting that at an insurance shop. All right? The worst decision you can make, folks, listen up. You see my face? The worst decision you can ever make is allow the insurance company to dictate where you get your car fixed and how you get your car fixed. All right? Should never do that. They're in the insurance business. They're not in the collision business. All right, let's get that right straight right off the bat. They're not in the collision business, insurance business. All right? So they should stick to the insurance side of things. And when you're filing your claim, remember that. Now, we like to say here at CollisionServiceNetwork.com, you should be calling us before you speak to them. But we understand that that's not always doable. So if you file a claim anywhere, all right, if you call in your agent's office or you just call in off the road, just remember, folks, you have rights and expectations. And thanks to CollisionServiceNetwork.com, you have options. All right? And those options should not involve having your car repaired at an insurance company shop. There's only one reason why they're telling you to go there, and that's to benefit them so they can control the process, control the costs, control the outcome, and not help you. All right? And that body shop, right, they tell you to go there. You think that guy gives a damn about you? He might pretend. But if the shit hits the fan, is he going to stand in the trenches with you? I don't know. Probably not. How many guys are going to want to bite the hand that feeds them, right? That old saying. So you got to think about these things, folks. And you know why you got to think about it today? Because everything's so technical, all right? Everything is so involved. And if you're not involved with the process, if you're not involved with what's going on, then you're not going to have the outcome that you deserve, the outcome that you want, the outcome that you're looking for. You're not. You're going to throw your hands up in the air. You're going to be frustrated. And it shouldn't work that way. The process isn't set up like that. All right? So please be aware of these things, all right? The total loss problem, applying the unfair salvage values to reduce the net worth of the car so they can claim the car's not repairable. It's all bullshit. It's unethical. It's not anything that's legislatively accurate. It's not in the Reg 64. It doesn't exist in New York State insurance law. All right. Yes, the salvage process is a legitimate process, but it's not to be applied to the repair process. Okay. The only reason why they're doing that is to help them and screw you. Okay. What's another thing before I go here that's going on that's amazing too? Oh, well, some insurance companies have decided they're going to start dictating to your body shop how the car should be fixed. Right? What do I mean by that? Real quick, here's what I mean by that. Your body shop says, hey, I have to paint these other panels, otherwise the car's going to look like a two-tone car. And the insurance company says, well, we don't think you need to do that. Well, I don't give a shit. I'm fixing the car. And you go ahead and do it. Now, in the good old days, if you did that and you demonstrated to the insurance company that you actually did it, all right, and it was a legitimate business need, all right, blending panels been going on for about 20 years now for Color Match and Clear Coat. No problem. You got paid. All right? Now, they tell you go pound salt. So, again, why is that important to you? Well, because if you end up in the wrong shop, you're going to get a car that's going to be two-tone. Now, if you like that, that's great, man. Knock yourself out. I mean, if you want to get your car back, it looks like two different colors. I get it. You know, whatever floats your boat, whatever turns you on. Me personally, I want my car back the way it was from the factory, which is one color. But believe it or not, folks, there are some insurance companies out there now that are just simply refusing to pay. Refusing to pay. So if I demonstrate that I did something, they don't give a shit. They're like, I don't care. I'm not paying for it. We decided that it wasn't necessary. But last time I looked, they don't fix cars. The body shop does. All right? Again, go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com. Make sure that your body shop is a Collision Service Network shop so that if this situation arises, at a minimum, your car is going to be repaired the way you want it. Regardless of what the outcome with the insurance company is, our guys are going to fix your car the right way. All right? You're not going to get that with an insurance-sponsored shop or some other shop. All right, folks. I think we're going to sign off here. All right, that was a quick hit on Crash Course. I hope you got something out of this. Again, I like to put the explicatives in there when I think it's necessary to drive home a point. Folks, but all seriousness, I mean, really, I can't stress it enough, both as an auto body guy and also as an ex-insurance professional. You really, really need to understand your rights, expectations, and options when it comes to your auto policy. All right, insurance company's not going to explain it to you. Your broker's too busy going on vacations or fancy meetings and everything. He don't give a shit or she don't give a crap. All right, but we do here at CollisionServiceNetwork.com. All right? So keep following us here at Crash Course Podcast. Like I said, pick us up on Anchor and Spotify. Please go to YouTube. Find us on YouTube and subscribe. All right, we are looking out for the folks. Crash Course Podcast. We're always looking out for the folks. All right, we're trying to help you to help yourself. If you get into this kind of a problem, right? You have an accident, right? You're involved in an automobile accident. You don't know what to do, where to go, what to say, all right? Who to call? Well, now you do. CollisionServiceNetwork.com or give us a call, 631-452-2569. Folks, everybody stay cool, stay safe. Catch you on the next episode. Crash Course.